Okay, in this video we're going to go over how to manage lead follow-ups. So leads meaning the callers or the sellers that we reach out to through our outbound script. Okay, there will obviously be times where calls will go to voicemail. And in those cases, we would need to do a subsequent callback to that caller. Or there'll be appointments that we will attend, but no contract gets secured. In both these cases, we want to have a process in place in order to follow up with the leads, and that's what this video is going to go over briefly. There are two types of follow-ups. There's the caller follow-up, and there's the appointment follow-up. In the caller follow-up, if a voicemail is left for a caller and no callback is obtained from a caller, then we want to call the caller for 3 consecutive days preferably on their mobile phone. If there's no mobile phone number available, then we want to call the residential number, and you'll see those numbers on the spreadsheets. That'll be reviewed in another video. If after you do the 3 consecutive calls and there's still no response, then we want to call once per week for 4 weeks until there's a response. If still there's no response after 4 weeks, then we're just going to stop the calls, and we'll make a note in the Podio section to call in 1 month unless the caller states to stop calling. And again, for this process, we'll be using the voicemail script, which was covered in another video. So let me go on to appointment follow-ups, and then we'll go into Podio so we can look exactly where these follow-ups will be entered. So with appointment follow-ups, obviously these are follow-ups that are done after appointments have been attended by the property consultants. And appointment follow-up should be done for those callers or sellers where appointments were completed. We will generally notify you if or when follow-up should be done after appointments are completed. So you'll hear from us after the appointments are done. You'll hear from us as to whether or not a follow-up will be done. And generally when we do the follow-ups after appointments, they occur 2 to 4 weeks after the appointment is completed. All right, so that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next video. Okay, I wanted to go over exactly where the follow-ups are, where they're entered in Podio, and that was we want to do that before we completed the last video. So I'm going to go over that now. So we're in Podio right now, and you see our apps here, the app suites here. And what we want to do is we want to click follow-ups here, okay? And then we want to click add follow-ups, okay? And then you'll see this section here. You'll see a date, name, property address, and this is the seller or caller's name, property address, phone number, email, if we have an email, and I believe we do ask for the email in the script. And then these are the follow-ups here. So you have follow-up 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we give enough space for 9 follow-ups. And again, these are the caller follow-ups that get put in. And remember, we want to do the 3 consecutive follow-up calls. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do the once per week call for 4 weeks, which 1, 2, 3, 4. If it goes that long, we enter that here, and we just basically make a note here. You click here and you get a date, so you enter the date of the follow-up call here. And say I'll just put any date in here. Just put the say the first here, and then you do that, and then you can add that. And you can do the same here. So you basically just want, and then you can always go to the bottom here and add any notes. If you want to add a note, say regarding follow-up call 1, you can write here, follow-up 1 was done, no answer, voicemail left, we'll call again, something to that effect. So you can do that as well. Just make notes here at the bottom on follow-up calls. Obviously, if you get the seller or caller on a follow-up, then you want to enter that in. So you can say follow-up 1 was done, spoke to caller, and caller not interested in selling, told not to call, something to that effect. And obviously, if we get that sort of response from the caller, then we would stop the follow-up sequence and we just make a note of it in the notes section here. Okay, so that's how we handle the follow-ups, and that's where we enter. Again, we enter that information here in the follow-up section here in Podio. Okay, that's for your caller follow-ups. Now for your appointments, this is also important for when you set appointments. You want to click on appointments, okay, and then you're going to add appointment. This is when we're setting an appointment. We'll go over this in another video. You add the date. So let's say an appointment's already made, so there's a date for that appointment. You write the property address, seller's name, and if you have a seller price, a seller amount, the seller wants to sell the property for you, enter that in here. Who set the appointment, enter your name. You don't have to enter anything here on going on appointment. Attended appointment. Now basically this is all you're going to enter in for any appointment, okay? Just date, address, seller name. If there's an asking price, you enter that here, your name, and that's it. And then we will fill in the rest of this, okay? So the rest of this information we will take care of. But as far as follow-ups, this is the information we'll need to put in here, but we will notify you after the appointment kind of where we are with follow-ups. So again, you only need to enter in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first 5 data points here, and then we will take care of the rest. And then again, when we have our Monday meetings, we'll go over this information over appointments, scheduled, and things of that nature. Okay, that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.